Coming up.
There is an expectation for free speech, for people to express their views, but not to come to incite violence, to target people.
UNC's new police chief talks about the challenges ahead.
Police are searching for a man caught on surveillance video after a sexual assault off campus.
It's been a year since protesters tore down Silent Sam, but where has the toppled statue been? A Carolina student says she found out.
From the UNC School of Media and Journalism, connecting Carolina's campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
A new school year brings new challenges. Good afternoon, I'm Haley Boland.
And I'm Shondell Moniz. The university's new chief of police has a priority list in place. That's our top story. But first, we have some breaking news to report. UNC police are investigating a possible assault at the Davis Library. The police crime log shows a suspicious incident occurring there Tuesday night around 7:15. Social media has been buzzing with reports of a man harassing female students inside Davis, resulting in one victim pepper spraying him. We've reached out to UNC police for comment, but have not received a response yet. Now back to our top story. He's less than 3 weeks into the job, but UNC police chief has already known what he's doing and what he has on his plate. Reporter Peyton Tysinger sat down with Chief Perry and joins us live with more. Peyton?
Yeah, Shondell, since Police Chief David Perry hit the ground running just over 2 weeks ago, he's been trying to figure out his way around Chapel Hill and UNC, but I sat down with him for his first student interview since he's come to campus. He is excited to tell Tar Heels about his methods for policing this community. Chief Perry, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me.
Happy to do it.
So your first 2 weeks on the job, what's it been like?
It's been some long hours, to be honest. It's been a learning process, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
You did inherit this police force in a time where there are somewhat turbulent relationships between the police and the students. What has that been like for you just in the first 2 weeks here?
I wanted to try to repair some of the disrepair that I did see occurring on the campus community, and it troubled me to hear how the police department was viewed by its most important members, the students and the employees here, at a time where we need to be coming together as a people, as a community, as a university, versus being divided and going in different directions.
And in what ways do you see yourself being able to help this issue?
I have to make sure that my men and women, my officers, understand my expectation for community service, community interaction, being visible on campus, not parked behind a building, having the right tone when you're interacting with someone. When you go to Chick-fil-A, you don't just get average service, you get my pleasure, you get great service. And if Chick-fil-A can do that, and they're selling nuggets and fries, here we're dealing with people's life and safety. We should be a couple of steps above that.
That sounds great to me. Thank you so much for taking the time today to speak with me and to share your hopes for the future of this
Absolutely.
institution.
My pleasure.
I did ask the police chief what he would do if Silent Sam returns to campus. He couldn't give a specific reason or a specific answer, but he did say that he would draw on his experience at Florida State University, where a controversial statue was removed and returned to campus. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Peyton. Police are searching for the person they say sexually assaulted someone at a popular off-campus apartment complex. Take a look at this video. Authorities say this man is a person of interest in the assault that took place at the Shortbread Lofts parking deck off of Rosemary Street early Friday morning. Police say that after the assault was reported, K-9 units and other officers immediately searched the area but couldn't find the man. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Chapel Hill Police.
The fate of Silent Sam has yet to be determined, but where is the university holding him in the meantime? Reporter Elizabeth Holmes may have some answers. She joins us live now from McCorkle Place with the latest. Elizabeth?
Shondell, for more than 100 years, the Confederate monument known as Silent Sam stood right here behind me until last year when protesters tore it down and the university took it away. But what the university won't tell us is where they're keeping Silent Sam until the Board of Governors decides what to do with it. Well, one UNC student believes that she has found the controversial statue. Journalism student Charlotte Ix says Silent Sam is wrapped in plastic behind barbed wire fence at UNC's municipal grounds near MLK Boulevard. The statue appears to be lying on its side with its gun pointed in the air. The university would not confirm this finding, citing security reasons. And the Board of Governors still has not decided whether or not Silent Sam will return to campus, but in the meantime, the municipal grounds will be guarded by police. Reporting live at Polk Place, Elizabeth Holmes, Carolina Week.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Another item on the Board of Governors agenda is finding a new chancellor. The formal search committee is in place, but the university says it's also looking for some input from students. Reporter Caleb Oswell set out to find what students are looking for.
The search for a new chancellor is still on, as UNC officials are nowhere near making a concrete decision. I'm in the Carolina Union asking other students what qualities they want to see in their new chancellor.
I'm looking for someone who is going to be willing and excited about listening to students, particularly marginalized students, and not only listening to them, but taking action based on their concerns and incorporating them in decision-making processes.
Because of the threat of white supremacist gun violence, we need a chancellor that cares about student lives more than they care about PR and is actually willing to do something.
The chancellor holds a position of power, but just collaboration in general with other people to get new perspectives and ideas that they themselves might not be able to have just as one person.
Ultimately, students just want their voices to be heard. Anyone with suggestions is more than welcome to come out to the second forum hosted today from 5:30 to 7 p.m. in Wilson Library. This is Caleb Oswald reporting from the Union, Carolina Week.
Lawmakers are cracking down on vape pens and e-cigarettes after a spike in severe lung illnesses and deaths. As UNC student and former vapor Scotty Burleson tells us, his relentless coughing drove him to quit, and he says it's possible for others to quit too.
I would say just the only way to really do it is just get rid of your device completely, because if it's sitting around, you're going to use it. It's like with any addictive substance, if you have it, you're going to use it.
According to the CDC, there are 380 reported cases of vaping-linked lung illnesses across 36 states. And just yesterday, the 7th vape-related death was reported in California, the second in that state. The CDC is currently investigating the respiratory illnesses.
In the meantime, UNC continues to be a smoke-free campus. That means no vaping. Coming up next, weather.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
It's hard to believe, but the presidential election is just a little over a year away.
That's right, and major candidates are already campaigning for votes. One of them will be at Carolina tomorrow. Bernie Sanders is inviting supporters to hear him speak at the Bell Tower Amphitheater tomorrow at 5:30. The UNC Young Democrats are hosting the rally. Sanders is known for policies that benefit college students, including free tuition. We talked to some UNC students about what they're thinking ahead of the Sanders rally.
Having this much debt looming behind us kind of wrecks that dream of the future. So.
I'd like to think that students who don't necessarily have the opportunity to attend because of financial reasons will be able to attend. In all honesty, I need to learn more about the issue and about what he's proposing before I really make a full statement on it, but I would like to think that it would be a good idea for students and families.
Now, if you plan on attending the rally, you must have your one cards ready and be in line by 3:30 p.m.
So what will the weather be like for those standing in line tomorrow? Carolina meteorologist Cruz Medina has our forecast.
Good afternoon to you, Carolina. It's shaping up to be a very nice day with that temperature falling just short of 80 degrees. So that temperature of 78 and mostly sunny is going to make for a great day to be out on campus and having a nice little walk for lunchtime. On our surface map, we have this high pressure in place over the North Carolina area right now, and that's helping to wrap in some of that colder air from Canada down into our area, and that's what's going to keep us cooler over the next 3 days. On satellite right now, we do have Hurricane Umberto. It is a Category 2 storm that's headed towards Bermuda, but here in the United States, we will not have any impact from that. And on our satellite closer to us, you can see there's just some clouds streaming in, but nothing in terms of rain on the radar right now. Today's highs in Raleigh will go 79, Wilson 79, Goldsboro 78, and as we look out, Chapel Hill will be at 78 today for a high, Sanford 79, and Durham 78. So a very nice day. Most of us staying just below that 80-degree mark today. So a nice day to take advantage of being outside. Tonight we'll dip down to 54, so we'll really start to feel those fall temperatures. You know, the lows will be much cooler than those 60 and 70-degree lows that we've seen all throughout the summer. And it'll be pretty clear out there, so a nice evening to get out overall. Your 5-day forecast. We'll see that temperature of 78 today, a few clouds around. By tomorrow, 75, so that temperature dipping down even just more. By Friday, 79, and then we jump back into the 80s by the weekend. But we are going to have a very sunny week. You can just see those sun icons all across the board. So make sure that you take advantage of that and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you, Cruz. Well, we do have some sad news to report. A beloved Orange County icon has crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Eno the Emu captured a lot of attention this past summer when folks found him running around the streets of Chapel Hill. His bizarre and mysterious appearance made him somewhat of a celebrity. According to Orange County Animal Services, he suddenly collapsed and was pronounced dead while being restrained. Many in the community say that they're devastated by Emu's death, and they even had a vigil in his honor.
Now, we truly lost a local celebrity there. I mean, people were talking about this bird everywhere.
I know, and especially a vigil that'll tell you for sure that Emu was a big deal.
Absolutely. May he rest in peace. Switching gears now, there's a lot happening on campus this week. To tell us about some of the highlights, we go to our reporter Blake Morgan with our Weekly Blender.
MAC is back, and apparently that means you can expect a minimum of 51,000 people at the heart of campus on game days, but for Saturday's game against App State, I'd expect a whole lot more because it's family weekend here in Chapel Hill. Expect campus to be packed starting Friday around noon. That's when the events kick off, and they're going to be absolutely everywhere on campus. If you don't care for football, that's fine too. Carolina's volleyball, field hockey, men's and women's soccer teams are all going to be hosting events right here in Chapel Hill. Expect the Union to be the core of the commotion. They're going to have events like movie night, a football watch party, which has free food, panels on student resources, and surprisingly a whole lot more. There's also a 5K, it's kilometers for the kids. That'll kick off Sunday at 9 a.m. You can register for that up until September 22nd, but be mindful if you're trying to get to campus. You can see from the map, it's going to be pretty hard, so wait till at least noon if you're driving in. The weekend is sure to be hectic and packed full of stuff for everyone. That's your Weekly Blender.
You just hate to see it. The men's soccer team put up yet another disappointing result at home. Sports is next.
right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
What's up, Tar Heels? Welcome to one hell of a sports block. I'm Devontae Anthony. Just to kick things off, let's talk about that men's soccer game last night. With the crowd rallying behind them, the Tar Heels did their best at a home game against Davidson. But after a painfully slow and first start in the second and first half, the game went into overtime. Not even a last shot attempt by number 15 Sebastian Berhalter would be enough. The final would rest at a score of 0-0. A draw for the Tar Heels. Mauricio Pineda talked to us after the game.
I think every time a game is a 0-0, it's just have to keep fighting, have to keep pushing, have to keep looking for more opportunities to get to goal, and can't get frustrated as a team, and we just have to keep going to find that goal. Unfortunately, we didn't today. But
the Heels play Notre Dame at 6 p.m. in Chapel Hill on Friday. Student athletes are making strides off the field as well. It's already gained a lot of attention and is finally here. Uncut, a student platform for UNC athletes, debuts this content this Friday at the Varsity Theater. Inspired by LeBron James's company Uninterrupted, Uncut provides athletes an opportunity to talk about anything they choose. The sold-out event will premiere the group's content, which includes 2 originals, written pieces, as well as the first Tar Heel Talk. The creators are optimistic for a great turnout.
Tonight we're going to have Bubba Cunningham's going to be there, people from the Rams Club, Antoine Jameson's going to be there, Heather O'Reilly. So it's a really packed audience. We're super excited. A ton of student athletes, so it should be a good night.
Late Night with Roy is right around the corner, and details were finally released. Fans will fill the Dean Dome on Friday, September 27th, to catch a glimpse of the upcoming squad. The night will be filled with basketball skills, challenges, dances, and hosting. Hosting this year is the national women's soccer team goalie and former Tar Heel Ashlyn Harris, along with CNN's Brooke Baldwin. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. And on one final note, women's tennis will be starting its season this weekend. New rankings are out and 3 players are already in the top 10. This could be a very interesting season for the Tar Heels. Well, that's all for Sports Block. Back to you, ladies.
Well, it's not a sporting event, but it's got a fan following.
We're talking about paper hand puppet intervention. The North Carolina-based puppet company put on a show at Wake Forest Theater each fall. They're famous for large-scale puppets, dancing, and live music. Paper hand puppet intervention is celebrating their 20th year, and they say their shows are meant to help promote social change. And if you haven't caught up on one of their shows yet, you still have a few more chances. They'll be on campus this weekend and next weekend.
Well, I think we might just have to check that out.
Yeah, let's go.
That's all that we have for you for this edition of Carolina Week. Thanks for watching.